If I could change one thing in my life, I mean, like most of us just want to focus on getting a better job, earning more money, forging closer relationship with your loved ones. But in my context, I feel that having a strong physical appearance really makes a difference for me as a mom of one and an introvert entrepreneur. In this extroverted world, I mean, we are all attracted by people who looks amazing. They seems to be more successful because of their sex appeal. I'm not jealous of these beautiful people or exceptionally like envious of, their toned body and their successful career. But it's just that I want more people to recognize me as a trustworthy, credible, talented, kinder, and intelligent being through the camera lens. I've done tons of weight loss programs, and I just feel that like every time when I commit myself to a certain weight loss program, I tend to lose focus and I can't seem to sustain, just continuing the program to ensure that I meet my goals. And because of my weight loss fluctuation, I always can't seem to remember my body goals. I was just like so obsessed in following other people's routine and just trying to make sure that I'm on track based on other people's like diet plans and meal prep. And since then, I've been trying to find ways to develop my own routine and system. And when I get to the root of the problem, I realize that there are three main struggles that I need to overcome in order for me to progress. And my first struggle is feeling fatigue all the time. Fatigue is one of my worst roadblock. Like after a long day at work with multiple social interactions and managing my household chores and my own self-care, I basically zone out. My limbs are zapped of energy, and combined with the pressures of daily life, I really hardly have energy to head to the gym. And my struggle number two is I absolutely feel that I can't keep up with my schedule and I have no time. Well, keeping up with an exercise routine seems really like a full-time job. Like when you have other pressing matters on your agenda like work, family, and personal life, fitness often ends up taking the back seat. And my final struggle is always caving into bad habits like snacking. I have a weakness for snacking and I love all things potato. I struggle so hard to get my snacking under control, and when it comes to grocery shopping time, oh my goodness, my bag is mostly filled with snacks. When it comes to managing my business, one thing is for sure is that health is wealth, and I need to be at the top of my game, because if my physical and mental health is not at a tip-top condition, it will affect my productivity, and who would trust my expertise then? As I'm always trying means and ways to stay in shape, there is no way that a mom of one like myself who went through a C-section surgery will be able to achieve a body much like a fitness influencer. So after a year of not achieving my body goals, I really had enough. I just felt that like whatever that I do doesn't work at all, and I stopped following what others do, and instead I look within myself. And that's how I've created my system using my virtual or like my tribe mentor Tim Ferris fear setting practice. Quote by Tim Ferris: "The hard choices, what we most fear doing, asking, saying, these are very often exactly what we most need to do." I was so inspired by Tim's TED Talk video explaining how to handle life's difficult choices and live his dream life by redesigning his business, working remotely for just 4 hours a week. So let's dive straight into Tim's template. And what you see on the screen right now is his blog explaining on how he does the most valuable exercise that he do every month still, which is fear setting practice. And so the first thing that he does is he defines his fears. So in my case, my fear is that I feel that exercising is a waste of my time. There's no way I can get a toned body. And the only way is to spend thousands of dollars on liposuction, right? And then after you have defined your fear, what are the things that's preventing you from, exercising? Like in my case, I need to build healthy habits and start walking daily. Like just walking up the stairs instead of taking the lift. And then how do you repair the situation? Then it's like if I don't take action, the worst case is that I will spend more money on lipo, right? And the next step that he does is, listing down what might be the benefits of, attempting to overcome the fear. So in my case, I need to do, a lot of outdoor activities with my super active child. That would be one of my benefits, improving my health condition, my skin condition, and most importantly, saving money on beauty products and look great in any outfit. And finally, the last step, as per Tim's fear setting practice, it's the cause of inaction. So in my case, if I continue not to action on it, my acne problem will worsen. I will gain more weight in 6 months' time, and I will lose a lot of confidence and not able to promote any of my business offering. And then subsequently, I move on to what will happen within the next year and 3 years later. And this has helped me to overcome my fear and motivate myself to action on the small little action plans. Here's a quick glance of how I use Tim Ferris' fear setting method to sculpt my mom bod. So instead of stating my goals right away as the first step, I studied my fears and I used my fears to turn it into my action plans, and then using the entire system as a motivational tool for myself. And this has worked pretty well for me. I'm able to address all the root of my problems, and I was able to sustain my workout routine, my healthy meal plan, and this has drastically improved my productivity and focus at this point of my life. The road to a positive food experience and dream body is often littered with obstacles, and I've been there, done that, tried different weight loss programs, following other people's diet, following like a specific gym, like a workout routine, and working on heavy weights. But I've always been experiencing yo-yo effect, and I'm just so sick and tired of all this. So I decided that I wanted to do something. I wanted to create my own system, really be myself and be confident, not only behind the camera lens, but when I meet like my friends, my potential clients. And so I began researching and focus on changing tiny habits that could drastically improve the way I eat, the way I look, and the way I feel. Create tiny habits to bring your goals to life. Getting out of your comfort zone doesn't need a huge change, so you do not need to change yourself. You do not need to force yourself to fit into other people's successful routines or schedule, because once you have identified your fears, it's time for you to finally conquer them and map out a system that truly works for you and you only. So how do I overcome my struggle number 1, which is fatigue that stems from social anxiety fear? So one of my biggest fears was going to the gym and working out in front of strangers. Like social anxiety would just kick in, and I just felt like there are thousands of eyes looking into my direction. Maybe I'm just a little bit sensitive. It's not that I'm beautiful or I have a great body type, but it's just me. I tend to overthink things, and then things will just be so stressful that I can't even focus on my routine. And so rather than avoiding my fear, I've decided to create tiny little system, or you could say habits that help me just be myself and just focus on what I want to achieve or what I want to do in the gym. And I've decided to camouflage myself by drowning with pumped up music while working out. And thanks to Spotify, I was able to create different playlists for different exercise routines that I've created for myself. So I have a cardio workout playlist and a resistance training playlist. Another secret tip of mine is when I'm on the treadmill, like I would first visualize my body goals. So lately I'm kind of obsessed with Jennie from Blackpink because hang her shoulders in a small tiny ways. Over time, as I was doing my power walk and sprinting and running, time passed and I managed to clock 35 minutes of cardio every time I hit the gym. Struggle number 2 is I absolutely have no time to focus on my self-care because I have a fear of failure as a parent and entrepreneur. Time has always been an issue for me as a parent and an entrepreneur. I just felt that I'm overwhelmed dealing with all the things and that I do not even have time for myself. And soon I was on the fast lane to burn out. And so with my mindful goal tracker template, I was able to plan my workout in advance. So I do tons of research on what type of exercise that I love and suits my body type. So I have a specific routine from Monday all the way to the weekends. And so after I done my research, you would definitely want to analyze, your fitness progress, right? So what I do is that I was able to lock in my workout results with Airtable dynamic features, and then using the data to review my progress, focusing on my distance and heart rate as the key metrics to achieve my Jennie's Blackpink body goal. And now for my third struggle, I gave in to bad habits as a short-term method to overcome my stress and fears. Comfort foods are like my besties. They soothe my emotions and I realized that I'm using them as a safety net, just to calm myself down. And I never knew that I can have full control over this desire until I witness my own body changes. And here's what I did. As an introvert, going to the gym can seem horrifying. The idea of asking for a demo on how to use an equipment is almost unbearable. So planning my workout ahead works so well for me, and I just, go to the gym and straight and hit the treadmill and do all my resistance training. And in my template, I would have a task table. So I have a specific fitness action view where it shows a weekly regime. On Mondays, after dropping my child at school, it will be my HIIT day, where it's gonna be a higher intensity workout. So in terms of my endurance, I would do body weight exercises. And on Tuesdays, for my home exercises, it would usually be a milder kind of endurance, skewed towards yoga and Pilates. My workout can seem messy as I enjoy doing intense cardio and a mix of resistance and weightlifting, while others are just saying that you should split cardio and resistance training on separate days. But I just love to do a little bit of everything because I know that cardio and strengthening and endurance training helps me to achieve my body goal. And lately, I find that rewarding myself with a 10-minute steam bath after my workout works so well. It not only improves my cardiovascular health, it helps release endorphins inside my brain, which explains why I always feel a mild of happy euphoria after my workout. Quote unquote, by my favorite neuroscientist mentor, Dr. Andrew Huberman. I'm not trying to convince you to adopt Dr. Andrew Huberman's method, or am I of any affiliation with him. It's just that I would like to share with you the little tweaks that I did to improve my overall productivity and my fitness regime. I hope this will inspire you to take action right now and be your best version of yourself. With Dr. Huberman's fitness protocol, I was able to transform my body and essentially my mindset too. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. One of the key learnings was getting a clearer picture of what's going on with my health and how I can adjust and make better decisions to move towards my body goals. The reason why I adore Dr. Andrew Huberman, who is a neuroscientist and professor at the Stanford University, because he uses science-backed facts to help noobs like myself to achieve my body goals without going too hard on my physical body. Sounds too complicated? Basically, there are 5 types of heart rate zone that has its own benefits. For regular moms like myself, training at a 60% to 70% heart rate in zone 2 is where the magic happens. Not only does it help to burn fat, but it's enjoyable too. I don't pant or dread power walking or running, and this workout really helps me to sustain my daily or rather weekly exercise regime. So with this training and at that particular pace, and the great thing is I don't suffer from muscle soreness the next day. So if you would like to try this cardio zone 2 exercise, the recommended training period is to perform at least 150 to 180 minutes per week, and this could include like power walking, rolling, or even biking. So you might be thinking, like, how do I incorporate the zone 2 training in my schedule? Because I'm always so busy with my tasks, my work, and then parenting and so on and so forth. So I'm so grateful that I was able to create my own system in Airtable. So in my mindful goal tracker template, which is a free template for everybody, I've actually created a system within it to help me pre-plan my workout routine on a weekly basis. This has been my evergreen routine, and I was able to stick with it. So in this view, I have this fitness action view, whereby you would see that's how I categorize every single day. I would have a different set of exercise that I would commit myself to. And so for my cardio zone 2 days are my Monday outdoor HIIT day, where I would do a power walk. Wednesday I would do power walk as well. Friday is also a gym day, which is similar to Wednesday. But then on Saturday and Sunday, I'm also doing my cardio zone 2 power walk, but I do it with my family. So I do walks with my daughter, so it makes it more enjoyable, and I'm able to bond with her as well. And because of this routine, I was able to clock at least 140 minutes per week with a mixture of cardio zone 2 training and resistance training routine. And now I can feel my body getting trimmer, and I just know that my dream body goal is not far away because of this relatively easy, less intense, and safer workout. The second key takeaway is neurons control fat loss. I didn't know that, our nervous system, which includes our brain and spinal cords, is the on and off switch for our immune system. And seriously, that includes fat burning. So how does neurons does this fat burning job? Because interestingly, our body needs to get the fatty acids in our bloodstream and use it for energy. And after moving those fatty acids out, we will need them to go into the cells and use it to generate more energy, via exercising. But you know what? Even though we know the facts, but the problem is, how do we do it? So the trick is, burning these fats is so important because we need to get it out of our body. And if we don't convert them into energy, then it can be returned back to body fat. So maximizing your heart rate to zone 4 or 5 for 1 minute, like what I did is I would do stairs running. It just that 1 minute exercise will help to improve my metabolism, to burn more calories even at rest. And so the wonderful thing about my mindful goal tracker template is that I'm able to incorporate a fitness component as part of my overall goal setting, and I feel so motivated because I'm able to look at my body goals, at the same time know exactly which are the days that I need to do certain workout. So for my zone 4 or 5 training, it's usually a Monday. So I would do a Monday outdoor HIIT day. So I would usually start with a 35 minutes cardio zone 2 power walk. And then subsequently, when I hit a certain heart rate already, which is 108, which is my target, I would start to do my HIIT kind of like exercises. And I would also focus on my body weight exercises. And I love these once a week HIIT days because I get the chance to do an outdoor meditation as well. So it kind of complete my mindful exercise regime. So pre-planning my weekly workout allows me to be more focused and to be more confident in my goal progress, which in this case, I've added variation to my weekly workout. So like I mentioned, Mondays are for my higher intensity training. For the rest of my days, I was just trying to sustain my exercise regime and toning my different parts of my body, making sure that by a certain deadline I would be able to attain my dream body. So you must be thinking, so what's the big deal? Like, how is this a legit key learning for you? Well, the thing is, we must understand how our body works before we can fine-tune the specific exercise regime that suits our body type, that suits our personality, and help to sustain this long marathon journey. Once I know all of these facts from Dr. Andrew Huberman, I feel so much better in understanding my body, and I was able to sustain my workout on a longer period. So back to this fact. Well, our brain is the whole reason why we can move. So when we train our muscle to lift heavier items, that helps to build endurance and thus improve metabolism. Alert! Do you know why you need to increase metabolism? Because it helps to burn fat at rest. While I was reviewing Dr. Andrew Huberman's YouTube videos, I took a lot of notes, and I make sure that I understand all the scientific facts about it, and I even have my own archive that register the benefits of doing certain exercise. So strength training, it's definitely a must do for me, because what I learned is that it will elevate your level of endorphins, which is produced by the brain, and that alone can help to lift energy levels. You can lift more weights, you can move faster, you can I can run and sprint with my child without panting. And it helps to improve the mood as well. And also there's evidence that it can help you to sleep better. It protects bone health. It also develops better body mechanics as well, so we can balance better. So the more muscle we have, the better cardiovascular health we will be able to attain. So in terms of my endurance, I would do body weight exercises. And on Tuesdays, for my home exercises, it would usually be a milder kind of endurance regime, like yoga and Pilates. So on Wednesday, it's my gym day where I will focus on my legs, and I would use the weighted machines at the gym. On Thursday, again, I would do our home exercises, and that would include crunches, lying leg openers, a mixture of exercises that will target different parts of my body. And on Friday, it would be gym day again, where I would do a upper body, a weighted machine at the gym. Saturday, I would still do some home exercises after my morning walk. So it would be doing different types of circuits and basically focusing on resistance band, which is my all-time favorite. Last but not least, on Sunday in the afternoon, I will hit the gym, where I will focus on my upper body. So I would do dumbbell, Pilates, resistance band training, and that sums up my weekly exercise regime. So building a fat burning furnace is like losing fat on a go, but without spending a dime. I'm not just interested in conditioning my body aesthetically, but rather amping up my health condition and be healthy for my family. So my weekly workout routine includes some form of endurance training with free weights, kettlebell, and resistance band. So if you are game for it, you can follow my kind of routine, but don't just copy it, because whatever that I love to do, you might not like to do. So what worked well for me might not be for you. And this video, I'm just simply providing you a foundation that you can adjust based on your current fitness level, your body goals, your schedules, and even personality. So I'm a walking introvert, and if I'm able to hit the gym, so I think you can do it too. Confidence is not something we are born with. I truly believe that we can build that up by setting, pursuing, and just learning from like our different types of like tribe of mentors and creating a system in place. I know exactly what it's like staying in the comfort zone, staying in your own skin, just indulging in those bad habits. And so rather than avoiding our fears, convert them into motivation and witness the major transformation. And you are never too late to have a toned body. And with my system in place, I'm truly grateful for two of my tribe mentors, which is Tim Ferris and Andrew Huberman. They have inspired me so much. I have learned so much from them as well, and it kind of like elevate my own personal skills to a different level. I personally do not know them at all, as they are super influential and super famous, but I felt that I am their friend, and every time when I look at their YouTube videos or I listen to their podcasts, it just feels like they are just beside me. And I love it that they are always sharing their wisdom, and it's so cool to know all of those little facts, or like that little habits that made them who they are today. And all of these habits are basically like free. You do not need to buy anything just to improve your health. You do not need to buy any systems to stay healthy and be productive. And even without personal touch, I felt like in a way like they became like my teacher and my friend. And in every phase of my life, I have a different mentor as well. And this has been such a huge part of my learning curve, and I'm so thankful for them. I know that not everything can be learned from school, and so I always look forward to reading their books, listening to their podcasts, or even watching their YouTube videos. And in all my life, I've never been so productive at all. I've experienced a huge change in my health. So if you are constantly feeding your own distraction and you can't make progress, and so may I suggest that this is what you need in your life, which is my mindful goal tracker template. So everything that you see in my video is developed based on my daily habits. This serves as a guide for you to develop your very own version, so you do not need to copy my template to the T. I personally use this system that has worked so well for me. And you know what? I was able to work from home, parent my child, maintain my morning and fitness routine, plus completing all my household chores without help. I hope this video has been helpful to you. And if you are interested, get this template, which I will list down in the link below. Better routines are key habits of super productive and successful people. And so with that, I hope this video will inspire you to be more productive and motivated
without spending a single dime. Till then.